This is the Epomaker RT100 Pro, and it's definitely not the keyboard you buy because you're trying to get the sweatiest esports advantage possible. It's the keyboard you buy because you want your desktop setup to feel a little more complete. It has a really charming retro look. It's a full-size layout that's wireless, it's got a knob, a mini display, and it's got a really creamy sound profile that's just easy on the ears. But the big question is pretty simple. Is this actually a good keyboard, or is it just a cool looking desk toy? The RT100 Pro comes in Epomaker's standard packaging. Inside the box you get the keyboard itself, some extra switches, a USB-C cable, a cleaning cloth, matte keycaps and optional keycaps, and a keycap and switch puller. Really love the aesthetic of this board. It feels modern, but it still gives off these retro computer terminal vibes because of the rounded case, the keycap profiles, the soft color palette, and that little detachable screen. I like how it feels like a clean modern keyboard that just borrowed some personality from old school desktop tech. A very unique look. Layout wise, this is basically for people who still want full size functionality but don't want to go with the full 100% size board. You still get the numpad, arrow keys, function row, even the control knob, all packed in this 96% layout. I think this makes sense for users who need versatility in their keyboard, so it can adapt to gaming, editing, working, or doing normal desktop stuff. So yeah, I think this format sits in that nice middle ground where it feels more useful than a TKL, but just a little less obnoxious than a full 100% size board. The biggest strength of this keyboard to me is just its vibe. There are a lot of keyboards now that sound good. There are a lot of keyboards that feel good. So at a certain point, design starts to matter a lot more. And this board actually has a personality. The retro colorway, the rounded shape, the side mounted knob, even the layout of the info on the screen is unique compared to other screens I've seen on keyboards these days. What it all adds up to is this kind of playful desktop aesthetic. To me, it's more like a productivity keyboard and desktop piece that happens to perform well in gaming as well. The screen is a little gimmicky like it is on any keyboard, but I mean that in a good way. You don't really need it, but it does make the board feel a little more fun and cool. The thing that stood out to me about it right off the bat is just the weight. It is a brick. It looked plastic when I opened it, and the entire shell is plastic, but there's an aluminum plate inserted into that plastic frame. So it's got this really planted feel, and when you type on it, that feedback feels so much different when you've got that weight planting the board. Just feels really premium. Typing feel is where a keyboard like this actually has to prove itself, because at this point, cheap mechanical keyboards have gotten really good. Just having mechanical switches or even magnetic switches being wireless or hot swappable is not enough anymore. What I'm looking for is whether the board feels polished out of the box. Do the stabilizers sound clean? Does the spacebar sound hollow? Is the sound consistent across the board? Does it feel soft and controlled, or does it feel cheap and plasticky? How's the feedback on the button presses themselves? Overall, the RT100 Pro has that softer, creamier typing feel that fits the whole personality of the board. Nothing about it is super sharp or aggressive aesthetically, and the user experience is the same way. It's comfortable, feels rounded off and relaxed. That makes it a really nice keyboard for long typing sessions, and it makes normal desktop use feel really nice, which is kind of the point, right? Here's a quick typing test to hear the sound profile of this keyboard. For gaming, this is completely usable, but I wouldn't frame it as a hardcore competitive gaming keyboard. But it's got a 1000 Hz polling rate and 4 or 8 millisecond latency depending on if you're running wired or wireless. So, who's the RT100 Pro actually for? I think this makes the most I think it makes the most sense for someone who wants a keyboard that looks good, sounds good, feels good, and works for basically everything. Work, gaming, editing, school, general desktop use, all that. It's for someone who still wants the numpad, wants a cleaner footprint than a normal full-size keyboard, and cares about how their desk setup looks. If you only care about raw gaming performance, there are going to be better options out there. But if you care about the whole experience, this keyboard makes a lot more sense. So overall, the Epomaker RT100 Pro is not trying to be the most serious gaming keyboard ever. I don't think it should be judged like that. It's more of a lifestyle mechanical keyboard that also happens to be completely fine for gaming. The strength here is the overall package. The layout is useful, the typing experience is comfortable, it sounds good, the design has a lot of personality, and the screen gives it that extra bit of charm. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. If it helped you make a decision on a purchase, please consider using the affiliate links down below. It really helps support the channel and helps me to continue making reviews like this for you guys. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the incredible support you guys have shown this year. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.